Hello my good people, good morning, good afternoon, good evening and good night. It depends on the time that you're watching this of my video. Remember, I go by the name Lumumba Junior in my YouTube channel. If you are new to this YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe so that we learn and learn. Today's topic, I'll just handle something about how to start dairy business. When I talk about how to start a dairy business, when you talk about how to start a dairy business, so I'm going to take you through various topics. The first topic that I'll start with is understanding the dairy business. Then after understanding the dairy business, now we will go to another topic where we'll see on how to select the best breed to keep. Then we go about business planning, about the whole the dairy unit. Then we go talk about housing and infrastructures. Then we go and see something about health management. Then we proceed talking about something on record keeping. We talk about something like licensing your farm and the entire thing. Then actually we talk about we talk other things about these things. So I'll just dive deep step by step so that you can really appreciate what I'm going to talk about. Remember, I call myself the animal lover himself. One thing I usually tell my people that remember, have no education about veterinary, have no education about this background about animals and animal lover, but because I have that gift, the learned gift that I got just because I started like a shamba boy. Then after being a shamba boy for around 4 to 5 years, now I got this experience about the dairy animal. So I never went to school, I never did anything, but now I'm in a farm where I'm just doing benchmarking for my audience today. So this is what I'll show you in the camera. When I talk about something, I'll show you what I mean in the camera and the entire thing. So let me just show you the farm, the way it looks like, and you guys will really appreciate. So when I'm talking about these all topics systematically, guys, make sure you watch to the end so that you get learned about this dairy farming journey, and you will really appreciate me because it will be elaborative enough so that we can keep on learning, guys. Let's now start about that topic step by step, where I'll start by actually my first topic is the one that I said. So I'll go to those procedures and we proceed. Now I'm putting the back camera so that you can appreciate everything. You see the way these animals are chewing cud as I venture to this how you can venture this livestock farming. Look at those cows, the animals chewing cud there. You can really appreciate about that. You see the way it is chewing cud is the one actually making milk by the way it is nani. So the first topic that I'll handle is understand the dairy business. What do I mean by understanding the dairy business? Dairy farming is the practice of raising cows, even goats, or any other milk producing animal for milk production and related topics. So that means that I'm not only going to talk about this venture about cow keeping, but what I'm talking about cuts across. If you want to maybe keep goat, sheep and other animal, you can use what I'm just telling you so that you can really appreciate. So another thing, the demand of milk, cheese, yogurt and butter continues to rise, making this promising venture. Remember, when you wake up to take a cup of tea, so that means this cup of tea comes from this good breeds of animal that we keep actually. That's why I'm telling you this is a venture that it is very sustainable. We should actually, almost all of us should venture into animal keeping because you see, it is a daily living, because you get food from this enterprise and the entire thing. You get milk where you maybe in the morning when you wake up, you can take a cup of tea. That tea comes from the animals that you can see here. So another thing is just when you want to venture is this business, know your goal. Are you selling raw milk, processed milk, or you add value to your product so that at least it can increase cost and the entire thing, yeah? Just don't get into this venture blindly, yeah? You must have something that is pushing you to do that, yeah? If you want to maybe collect milk, then you go sell to maybe to people. Have a plan for how you will run your business. Decide before you start. What do you want to do? Maybe something like actually value addition, like making yogurt. Have that in mind. Put the right machines and the entire thing. Have a skilled labor so that you don't have a lot of challenges and the entire thing. Yeah. So that is all about understanding the dairy, actually the dairy farming. Yeah. Now we are going to another topic that we call. I've said that the second topic that I'm going to handle is just about. It will be about choosing the right breed. Like this farm, you can see the way these animals are sleeping here. Remember, when choosing the right breed, you have to look at the climatic condition and the entire thing. But what I usually tell people, select high yielding dairy breed based on your climate and feeding system. Something about climate. Remember, we have different climates for different regions. Like here, maybe it can be somewhere hot and somewhere cold. The temperatures are just middle. But you get that some places you might be having hot climates, some places you might be having cold climate. Remember, the different animal breeds thrive to different climates. So like let's say like this Ayrshire that you can see here. I remember I had a clip on livestock breeds, and I told you something like this Ayrshire can survive any climate. Remember, this is an exotic breed, and we have some exotic breed like this one is a Holstein Friesian. This one. Then we have some flag views here. We have Ayrshires, but we don't have jerseys in this farm, so I won't handle anything about this breed that I'm talking about. In terms of milk production, they're excellent. Apart from milk production, it depends on what you want. If you want quality milk, if you want high production, the kind of animal. You can just watch my clip on the animal breed. It is just in this YouTube channel so that you can really understand what I mean by different breeds of animal, the way production is, and you can really appreciate about that when choosing your life. Another, in some places like the hot climates, you can actually choose something like Brahman. I have a Brahman in those, which is a crossbreed for better disease resistant and adaptability. Then you can even choose Zebu for indigenous breed. But remember, for indigenous breed you have production, but the animals are very hardy. When I mean an animal is very hardy, you can really appreciate that animal is really hardy in terms of adapting to that climate, in terms of disease resistance, in terms of actually other things like pest and the entire thing. So that means just get breeds depending on where you come from. Just consult maybe in the tropical regions where we have some tropical regions. We have where we have hot climates. So you have to choose breeds that can survive in those. Another thing is about business planning. Preparing a dairy farming business plan is covering. Remember, you need a capital required, which is initial and running capital. Like you can see this animal. Look at that big animal. I have a clip on that big animal. You see, that is a very big animal ever that people have never seen. We call that animal rupee. It has just entered so that it can be milked. Remember, milking is ongoing, and I'll have to show you everything. We have a topic on milking, so I'll show you everything that is going on, what you require in starting this business. That animal is very interesting. I have a clip for that, the biggest animal ever, and other characteristics of animals in this big farm that I am in today. Another topic that you have to adhere to, maybe about business planning, how to source your animals, housing. You see the way the housing has been constructed. You have to look at it. You have to see the feeding strategy. Which feeding strategy will you implement? Like this one, you can see it is entirely zero grazing, where the owner has some farm where he plant the crops so that they can just be fed to the animal. Then you have to plan on how to market yourself and make sales. And then the final thing, because we are in business, you have to do what we call projection. Yeah, remember, any other business, what matters is profit. You can't just run a business because people are running business, because you have passion for animals. You want to keep a lot of animals that you want to keep. Yeah, remember, the day at the end of the day, what you need is profit. Yeah, profit. Yeah, when you want to start, this is just a small advice. When you want to start keeping livestock, don't start with many animals. Yeah, remember, you have not been in this venture, you're now starting. Yeah, start with maybe 2 to 5 animals. With that, once you adapt, you learn something about animals, now you can proceed. Now you keep the number of animals that you will need. That is just an advice. And I'll make another, okay, for this topic I can even discuss. It depends even your source of income. Yeah, remember, you cannot take a loan to start dairy business, then you go for calves. It will never work, because at the end of the day, the bank wants its money back. Yeah, and when you take a loan, the best animal to buy actually are the animals that are being milked, because you sell that milk, you pay that loan. But if you have, maybe you have gone, maybe when you want a good animal, sometimes I'll talk about that thing when we are talking about choosing the right stock, guys. Yeah, remember, when you have maybe something like pension and the entire thing, you can even buy in-calf heifer, so that you can start with that journey. And I'll tell you, actually, there is a topic that I have one of the script talking about making the right selection. Yeah, remember, guys, I'm just telling you from experience. Yeah, no any other farmer can sell an animal that is producing well and has no any problem. Yeah, what do I mean? When you come to me that you need one of the animals here, yeah, this is not my farm, but I'm just taking an example. Let's say this farm was mine. Then you want to buy an animal. Out of this, I cannot sell to you an animal that I know it is producing high milk, an animal that has good traits, an animal that is doing everything wonderful. I will only sell to you an animal that one of it, it does not even conceive. You are just giving it semen. It is not conceiving. I can sell that animal to you. The animals that are producing less milk, I can sell that animal to you. The animals that are prone to diseases, I can sell that animal to you. But I will never sell you one of my best breed in my farm. Yeah, unless it is getting old or it has complications, guys. So when you're buying an animal, yeah, remember, I usually tell future of your farm is not the animal that you buy. The future of your farm is the calves that are being born where in your farm actually. So just invest on those big breeds, but at the end of the day, yeah, the calf that has been born there in your farm, that is the future of your farm. So handle them well, give them enough milk. Remember, milk is not yours. Milk is for the calves, but because milk is in plenty, so that you can now feed on that milk. But if your animal is producing maybe 6 liters, yeah, make sure that all milk is fed to the calf. 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the evening. Yeah, don't take that you now, because you are running cost or the entire thing, how that you split that milk into 2. Yeah, calves eat half of it, you take half of it. Business don't run that way, guys. Another thing is about housing and infrastructure. I want to show you this house. You will really appreciate this house that I'm talking. You can even see another house at the farthest. Let me just put my camera well so that we can understand what I'm meaning by the term I'm doing something like housing. Yeah. So this is the housing. Yeah. When constructing this housing, yeah, remember there is a milking is ongoing there. So there is a lot of noise. And the entire thing, there is a lot of noise and the entire thing. Yeah, so but I'll have to adjust my volume so that every other individual can hear about that. So build a simple but clean, dry and well ventilated shelter. You see this one, it is very simple. Yeah, just roof, good floor, aeration from the sides. Aeration from the side, you can see where air can penetrate. The other side is open, here it is open. Yeah, this is not a classic modern unit, but this is a simple but clean. Yeah, what do I mean by cleaning? Yeah, it should be clean very well, like here. Yeah, You see the way flow is slanting to the other side. The flow should be this way. Make it where the animals sleep and put maybe something like cow mattresses and the entire thing. Yeah. This animal, you can see it has something like mucus, so it calved recently. Yeah. Don't be worried about that animal. So the flow should be slanting to that direction, so that you can have actually it can be clean and it can dry by itself. Yeah. Like now we have seen that cleaning was in progress, but they finished. Another thing that provide section for feeding. You can see this is the section for feeding. This is where we have feeding. We have a place for resting. There is where the animal rests. This is the walking space where they can rotate and feed well here. And then you have to be having where milking is being done. Yeah, like here, milking is being done there. Then milk is being stored there. Remember, I've trained every topic about milking. I've trained every topic about milk transportation. The cooler, you just get them in my YouTube channel, guys. Another thing I'm going to talk about, feeding and nutrition. So when I'm talking about feeding and nutrition, you can see this is feed, this is silage. So balanced feed is the key for milk production. Like here, this farm produces more than 600 liters for 20 animals. So that means the average production is around 30 liters. We have animals that produce more than 50 liters. We have like this one. This is Twiga, produces more than 50 liters. The animals that they don't produce here a lot of milk. The animals that actually maybe they're going for drying. Another thing, you have to make sure that use fresh fodder. Sometimes you can look at my clip that we are giving animals super napier so that we can maintain production. I have a clip of how to increase milk from 15 liters to 40 liters. And I've trained you on how to feed that kind of animal very well, and everything is I have clips for that. Another thing is providing clean water. This is what I mean by clean water. This is clean water. You can see that water. Even if you see some green thing, that is just something that. Remember, this farm has been running for the last 4 years. So this is just growth of molds and the entire thing. But this water is very clean enough, and mineral supplement. When I talk about mineral supplement, this is what I mean. This is the mineral supplement that we have here. These are leaks. Remember, I usually tell you people, leave the animal to lick these minerals themselves. The reason for giving them a mineral supplement to lick freely is because that the animal knows the time that it needs these mineral supplements, so it will just come lick by itself to supplement the requirements by the body. The way maybe sometimes you feel like eating something sweet, you have to go buy that something sweet so that you can give your body. The same to animal. You supplement, it supplements itself by what the body needs. But apart from that, there are those minerals that you give them maybe inside when you are giving them, and maybe while milking you have to supplement some minerals, so which is very good because you have to, at the end of the day, the minerals are the one that increase production and the entire thing. Another thing that you have to plan for year round feed supply. So that means silage making, hay storage, drought planning, and the entire thing. Remember, I have a topic that inside the top farm. When I came to this farm this week, because I told you I'll be here the whole week. There is a topic on actually the inside, the first video, the top farm. You will see actually where silage is. You will see where we have our stores. Actually, you can appreciate that. You can see any other thing, the choppers, the chaff cutter, the mixer, and the entire thing, which you can really appreciate, because I don't have to go to the store, then I show you this how you consider a store. Just check on the other video, you'll see the way store is. The way store is full, and every other stores that are actually the other store for just holding the feed in a shorter duration. Another thing is about health management. Remember, health management goes in hand by something that we call hygiene. Hygiene. You can see the way this flow is very clean. Feed is very nutritious. Water is very clean. And animals are sleeping well, yeah, and very healthy, yeah. And one thing that you have to know in this farming, one of the things is regular deworming. Once you do regular deworming, because that is the biggest challenge, yeah, in terms of production and reproduction. Remember, when you have these things that we call maybe worms, yeah, worms play a vital role in your animal's body. Remember, they deprive nutrients of the entire thing. So that means when you have an worm overload, yeah, chances of your animal, yeah, chances of your animal actually reduce in milk production is very high, because they will be deprived with the nutrients and the entire thing, guys. I don't know why people are looking at me here. I don't know what is going there, or it is another animal is giving birth, but I have to go and check. So I was telling you about deworming, yeah. You have to make sure you deworm your animal, where that is about health management. You have to make sure you vaccinate your animal, yeah. So vaccination, there are some vaccines that I usually recommend people should do, yeah. Foot and mouth vaccination, that is not something that even you should think twice. Make sure every year you vaccinate against foot and mouth. Make sure every year you vaccinate against lumpy skin. Make sure every year you vaccinate against blunt thrush, yeah, that is anthrax and black quarter. Make sure you have a vaccination schedule for your stock. And another thing about health management, make sure you have a vet, not even in the farm, but you have somebody who you rely on, yeah. This is smart. I told you smart, like I told you, actually it was near me here. Come smart, yeah, you see, this is smart. I told you it can even pull you. Nini nafanyika? So this is smart, likes a lot. I told you this animal is very nuisance, yeah? This animal disturbs a lot, and I told you it is around 5 months pregnant, yeah? But you can see it is just climbing other animals, yeah. That's its behavior, the notorious Adeline, yeah. That is the notorious Adeline, yeah. So I was talking about you having a vet who is at least when you call him, he comes, he responds well, and just make sure you build trust and good relationship with your vet, yeah. If you want to your farm to thrive well, very well, have good relationship with your vet. Because what do I mean by good relationship? Make sure that you pay them well in terms of maybe after the work. You don't just get, you know, in this veterinary field, they actually, the vets have a lot of challenges, yeah. You can even be taken merry-go-round, yeah. Remember, if you take this vet merry-go-round, this is the person who was helping your animal, who will help you next, yeah. He won't come and he will talk bad about you to other vets, so that your farm actually will be in a risk. When you have problem, nobody wants to come to your farm, because you messed with somebody. Another thing is keeping records for the diseases and everything. You can see some boxes there, some other things there. We have files. They have files here for keeping records. Yeah, even like now they're taking records on milk production. Yeah, these are records for milk production. We have some other files. I can just show you some files. Yeah, this is record for insemination. Yeah, this is an insemination record here. You can see these are straws here. This is a record for insemination. We have for a record, another record. This is for the maybe for the this record is for maybe where they take the milk. Yeah, we have a lot of records here. So when I'm telling you something about records, you have to keep good records in your farm, so that you can know where you are getting it right, where you are getting it wrong. Yeah, and you have to have record for diseases, treatments, reproductive cycles. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you will have to have those records. And I have a clip about synchronization, where you bring your animals to become on heat at one time. Yeah. Another thing is about milk hygiene. Yeah. So about milk hygiene, now there I can talk something about that. And I have to tell you, milk and milk hygiene. Here is where, remember, I have a clip on milk spoilage, milk adulteration, milk cooling. Yeah, those are different breeds of animal. I think these calves need to see. I want you. These are just less than a month calves here. These are calves less than a month here. This is how the calf pen should look like. Yeah, these were. We have to talk about these all things. Remember, it is raised from the floor to here. So I was talking about milk hygiene. You can see where the milking is going on. Yeah? That place is clean. Yeah. Remember, apart from animal maybe defecating to that place, the entire thing. Make sure that place looks very clean to avoid milk spoilage and the entire thing. Yeah. Like how milking is done, and make sure that you milk, like here they milk 3 eyes a day because of the production. Because I told you these animals, yeah, they are highly producing animal, and I have a clip on how to milk using a machine, step-by-step guide where I've shown you the parts of the machine, how to do milking, how to put the machine to the animal and the entire thing. Yeah. So I was talking about milk maybe twice or thrice, and it should be fixed. If you decide at this time you're milking, make sure that that time you'll be milking at that time. Another thing is that is maintain hygiene to avoid mastitis and milk contamination. Yeah, you see the way that place is very clean. You will get nowhere incidences of mastitis. You will get nowhere incidences of maybe milk contamination, because we don't. These farmers know anything like that one, because they keep themselves very well. Another thing you have to make actually to have clean equipment and store milk properly. Yeah, like you see the milk from there, after milk getting out from there, and I have that clip. I have that clip on one of my video. Milk from there is being put here. Like this milk is for one animal. Yeah, this milk is for one animal, so it is being put there. After putting here, it is being transferred there, and it is being sieved. After being sieved, it is now put in the cooler. I have that clip, and you can watch where I've talked about the entire thing, about the entire process of that milking and the entire thing. Yeah? Another thing that we're going to talk about, marketing your milk. This is the biggest challenge now, marketing your milk. Yes, you have done everything right. You have milked your animal here, everything, you have fed your animal. Remember, you are using money. Yeah? It is not for free. Yeah? It is a tiresome journey for real. Yeah? Now it depends on how you are going to market your milk. Remember, see, like this animal has given you milk. How will you go market that milk? Yeah? Identify your target market first. If you decide it is direct to consumers, make sure you be consistent. Yeah? You take to a consumer, because a consumer may be demotivated. Once you start, maybe today you have taken 3 liters, tomorrow you have taken 2, the next day you have taken 1. That is inconsistent. So make sure when you're going to direct to consumers, you can supply them and meet their demand. Another thing is you can sell to dairy cooperative. Okay, for those ones you just take them maybe after selling for your consumer, what remains you can take them to, take the milk to the cooperative. Yeah. And also processors. Even you can decide making your own yogurt. Consider adding values, which you can do yogurt, flavor your milk, cheese, ghee. You can make all of that. Another thing is ensure quality and consistency. Yeah? Make sure that you have a quality milk, quality, consistency, and the entire thing. Yeah. So another thing about record keeping. Yeah. Record keeping is very insane. Okay, I've touched about record keeping, but make sure you have proper record. Like you see, these adults has its all records. So for the records, you can track the milk yield, the feed cost, health issues, sales, and breeding. Yeah, all those records for these specifically these animal. Yeah, the farm has. Yeah, and this helps in performance monitoring and decision making. Yeah, maybe to sell this adeline. Yeah, you have to make sure, was this adeline making profit or a loss. And from that, at least you can now make your decision wisely, so that actually you make sure that you get it. Another thing is about legal and licensing. Yeah, you see this farm, the way you see how this farm is. Yeah, you have to register your farm with the local authorities if required. But for me, I usually propose that you do what we call you register, so that you can have a business name. Like this one, you can see it is called DK Farm. Yeah, one of the top farms we have in Kenya. Yeah. Another thing is about follow milk safety and animal welfare guidelines. Yeah. What do I mean by animal welfare and guidelines? I can just show you animal welfare, what I mean, yeah? Remember, even for animals, have their own rights, in terms of animal welfare. One of the things about handling them, yeah? You have to handle them well. Like in the milking, you have seen the way we are doing milking, yeah? They are restrained in a crush, yeah? And apart from restrained in a crush, let me show you something here. When I'm talking now about animal welfare, you can see they are restrained. Apart from being a crush, you see the way that we call that bar there, that anti-cow kicker bar, yeah? It is used to restrain animals. So those are the animals that are actually they are tough, eh? They can give you a kick and the entire thing, yeah? You can see now the guy is doing what we call hygiene, yeah? That is disinfecting the udder to prevent mastitis immediately after milking. That is soy and this is rupee, yeah? So I was talking about restraining, yeah? There is where the way they are being restrained while milking very well to prevent any other injuries, yeah? Then there is a crush here, yeah? Any operation for these animals, yeah? They are being placed here, maybe for treatment, maybe for isolation, maybe when it is on heat, because when the animal is on heat, it becomes very aggressive. It can even disturb the entire stock. Another thing that I was talking about is proper spacing, yeah? This, remember, I'm talking about animal welfare, proper spacing, yeah? This is a proper space where they sleep, and we have proper space for turning, yeah? It can turn freely, yeah? You can see like those animals, they can turn freely. So even for animals, they have their own rights. I was telling you, right, for movement, yeah? You have to make sure that these animals, yeah, move here around. Remember, sometimes during milking, they move from here, they're being taken there. Like those ones you see, they're moving out, the giant is moving out. See the way it is shaking, yeah? I told you that animal is shaking, yeah? It was I wanted to sing this song about shake your bum bum, but I remember I'm just training farmers, eh? You can see this one is leaking, yeah? This is animal welfare and the entire thing, eh? They have to make access to feed, eh? You can see now they are feeding, yeah? You have to give them food, that is animal welfare. You have to give them clean water, that is animal welfare. They have to have those leaks, those are animal welfare. They have to sleep on a mattress, yeah? You see like that one is sleeping. Look at the cow mattress here, yeah? This is cow mattress, huh? These animals sleep like king. Don't think getting 40 plus liter is just a joke for this farm, yeah? This is something that they have really invested about, eh? Another thing that you have to do is something like challenges and tips. Be ready for feed shortage, diseases, fluctuating prices in terms of the feeds, in terms of milk, in terms of the entire thing, yeah? So what are you gonna make sure you have sufficient feed, because if there is a thing that will make your animals suffer, is something about feed. Make sure you have enough feed and you plan yourself. Make a lot of silage, yeah? You know, silage is not that costly, yeah? Remember, the reason why I advise farmers to keep to have silages is this, eh? Having silage, this means you can run all your operation for your farm. Remember, that is just a storage thing, eh? Apart from maybe fermentation. You know, when you talk about fermentation, somebody can just say that this is expensive, making silage is very expensive, but at the end of the day, you have stored your silage for a longer duration and you can feed your animal when you want. When there is sunshine, when there is rain, your animal has a lot of feed and the entire thing, yeah? So make sure. Another thing is about water. You can even make a borehole, yeah, on your farm, and maybe putting some water storage, water reservation, so that we have plenty of water for cleaning, enough water for these animals drinking. When you want to venture in this farming, make sure that you plan yourself well so that you can get out for those anything that will disturb you guys, yeah. So another thing I was telling you, that make sure that you join farmers group, attend training, learn continuously. This kind of farming, remember, we are in a technological world, things keep on changing, yeah? Maybe to the other time people were milking using hand, now people are making using a machine. The other time people were giving the animals, they cut and carry to the animals. Now people are feeding the animals with silages and the entire thing. So that means the world is really changing. So why do I advise you to have a farmers group? You should be in those farmers group, yeah. Anything that changes, maybe seminars and the entire thing, maybe farmers are being called to be given something small because for appreciation, get yourself there, my dear people, yeah. When other farmers, maybe they are calling about, maybe we have those high farmers that produce a lot of milk like this one, and they want to train other farmers so that they can reach the same levels, you will get that information in the farmers group, yeah. Attend trainings, yeah. Trainings, actually you will get a lot of knowledge. Any technological thing, any changes that maybe any change, yeah, you get them from training, yeah. You are being trained on how to do it and the entire thing, about breeding and the entire thing. You get, this is Kate, yeah. This is Kate. Kate is not that you see, I'm trying to catch it, it's just running it off to the other side. What is that animal, yeah? Oh, what is that animal that is very friendly? I don't know where it has gone, yeah. So I was telling you, make sure you join those groups. There are many benefits. You learn a lot from those groups, guy. Yeah, you see the way these, and when milking, they're doing some cleanness there. So this place is super clean, guys. That's why these farm achieve that enough, that I was talking about that milk production, yeah? Another thing is just have a diversified income source, yeah? One of the diversify things that you can do here, maybe you see these calves, yeah? You can even sell calves from here so that you can maybe have money. Another thing that you can do, you can even sell manure. Let me take you through the slurry. This is manure that is here. It is now full. So somebody can sell this manure so that to make an extra cash. Another thing, yeah. Another thing, these are calves, yeah. These are calves. You can see these are, we have different breeds. Yeah? We have Ashire, Flag Views, and the entire thing, yeah? And crosses. Yeah, you can see these are Ashires. Yeah? These are Ashire. Yeah, our animal is up. This animal, remember, we helped it giving birth today morning. This is the animal that I induced, I personally, paturation. Yeah, this animal now, it is healthy, it is moving well, and the entire thing. Yeah, I was talking about how to diversify income. You can even start something like value addition and the entire thing, yeah. So gonna just tell you just about dairy farming. Dairy farming is a very profitable venture. Any requirement that you need first is about dedication. You must be dedicated about dairy farming. Another thing is that you need patience, yeah. Don't rush on things and make things happen quickly. Yeah? It needs a lot of patience. Remember, this is an investment. You invest in it, then you have to proceed about that. Yeah? And because I wanted to conclude, but I can show you some machine that you must have in your farm. Yeah? And today, yeah, after this topic, I'm going to show you on how to make feed formulation. Yeah, you can see here going, yeah. We are going to mix feed. Make sure you stand by here so that we can make feeding and the entire thing. Nini nimeungua? Nasikia kuchoma vitu, yeah. So I was telling you, make sure you have, this is a mixer, and we are going to make formulate our dairy meal here. You must have a chopper. This is a chopper for choppering those the hay and the entire thing. This is the chaff cutter. This is for chopping. These are the super napier. These are the super napier. Yeah, this is just for cutting the super napier. So you must have these nani. I told you something about store. Let me show you the way store. Remember, we have a supplement store. Yeah, a supplement store and another store. Yeah, for feed. Now I'm going to take you through this feed store. This is what we call the feed store. You must make sure that you have enough feed to run, actually, to sustain your animal. Then you must have the mixing area for the dairy ration. Dairy rationing, you have to do it here. Yeah, this is the chamber for mixing. Yeah, you see the way it is. You don't incur a lot of losses in terms of maybe contamination and the entire thing. Yeah, then you must have, this is another shed for animal. Yeah, this is another shed. You must now look at this shed. This is for calf and the entire thing. When from calving, maybe from around 5 months, they can be brought here. Yeah, guys, just appreciate this, because learning something like this is not easy. This is not an easy job, and we have to. So, guys, I was saying that it needs patience and dedication and the entire thing. Yeah. So, guys, what I can say, if you like this video, make sure you share. People continue learning, and apart from sharing, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, that is Lumumba Junior, so that we can learn, and even you can comment. Yeah, we offer advices and other services. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, make sure I can just finish at that point. What I can just say, venture in animal keeping, the backbone of this country. Learn, and learn. Goodbye for now. Meet you another day. Goodbye, guys. We have learned a lot for today. Thank you.